Yeah.
We've lost the signal for Michelle Gallardo reporting from Bolingbrook. We'll have more from her a little bit later this morning. In the meantime, the cases involving Drew Peterson's third and fourth wife have drawn international attention.
That's apparent by the throngs of media gathered outside his Bolingbrook home. Glenn Selig is with a public relations firm Peterson hired, and Glenn joins us now on the phone. Good morning, Glenn.
Good morning, Judy.
Thank you for joining us. Have you had a chance to speak to Drew Peterson since his arrest?
I have not had a chance to speak with Drew since his arrest. I did speak to him just a couple hours before, but not after.
Glenn, what is the statement you want us to know right now?
Well, I mean, this is really the beginning of a new process right now, and Drew has insisted that he had nothing to do with this, and he will get his chance in court now to prove that he did nothing wrong. But there is a presumption of innocence, or at least there should be. So this is really just the beginning of his chance to prove himself that he did nothing wrong.
Now, Glenn, can you tell us, in all the conversations that your firm has had with Drew Peterson, did he ever talk about the possibility of the day that he would be arrested? And was he prepared for that possibility?
Yes, he absolutely was prepared for that possibility. There had been rumors for quite a while on various days. We would hear he might be arrested today. So he has mentally prepared for this moment. And for him, preparing was to make sure that his kids were well taken care for, and they would have a place to go should this happen.
That's a high bond, Glenn, $20 million. Do you think he's going to be able to post that 10% and get out?
Well, that's more of a question for his legal team. Mm-hmm. I know that Joel is planning to go to court and have a bond hearing and figure out a way to lower that.
Well, I guess here's a question for his PR team. Drew Peterson certainly has not been shy about granting interviews and talking to the media. Will we be hearing from him in the future? Do you know?
I really don't know at this point. It is kind of a day-to-day process. Drew has always had a lot to say. I'm sure he will continue to have a lot to say, and we'll see.
Glenn Selig, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
He's from the publicity agency representing Drew Peterson.
5:37 right now. Let's turn to weather and traffic on the 7s for you. And Tracy is here. It's Friday.
We do have some fog around the area, so I want to address that first because we have visibilities that are really poor far west and south of the city. Maybe if you reside in the city and you're headed out that direction, here in the city, visibility is just about perfect. But out in Aurora, it's down to 1/4 of a mile. It is also down to 1/4 of a mile in the Joliet area. And in Kankakee, the visibility is just about down to nothing. So fog is really presenting some problems in some areas today. 75 will be our high this afternoon. Average high is 67 and 55. That's our current temperature so far this morning. The air is calm. The dew point and the temperature are close together. So our relative humidity is high at 89%. Pressure reading 2972. 57s at Midway as well as in Gary. 50 in Aurora, poor visibility there. Woodstock at 50, 52 degrees right now in Kenosha. So around us this morning, skies are generally partly cloudy. Boy, when I was driving in this morning, I could really see that nice bright full moon. I do think that this afternoon we'll have partly sunny skies. But if you are in Pontiac, or perhaps if you are in Rensselaer, it is very possible that late this afternoon you will see a few thunderstorms developing. I do think later this evening and overnight tonight here in Chicago, as this cold front gets closer, we will have some showers that develop in our area. So closer to the city, we will have those showers develop here again later this evening and overnight tonight. And that's going to lead to a cool weekend. Partly cloudy with some areas of fog here this morning. This afternoon, partly sunny. Quite possibly, well, south of I-80, we'll have a few thunderstorms develop later this afternoon. Showers develop here later this evening in the city, probably after about 8, 9 o'clock. We will see some showers here in the city. And then tomorrow, a cool day. High temperature tomorrow, 61 degrees. Sunday for Mother's Day, our high temperature, 63. Your weather sketcher of the day today is Roy Chu, who says, yes, hurricanes are dangerous. Look at that drawing. Roy is a student at Woodland Intermediate School in Mrs. Glancy's class.
Just made landfall, too.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. Wow. Still in
picture.
Thank you, Tracy. Time to check in with Roz because she's been following some very serious situations early this morning.